So if you're in real estate or the home services industry and you're looking for a way to get more leads and appointments in your calendar, you're going to want to watch this video to the very end, because I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step process on how to develop an appointment booking funnel. This appointment booking funnel has made myself and our companies that we've created millions of dollars, literally to the point where we've won awards through a prestigious company called ClickFunnels, called the Comma Club Award, and we're knocking on the door of doing over $10 million in cash collected through our funnels, and appointment booking funnel is a huge part of that. So I'm really, really excited to walk you through a step-by-step process on how you can do this for yourself so you can get more appointments and more closed deals in a really crazy market. I think we all want more appointments. So true to form, click the subscribe button so you can see awesome videos like this moving forward, and let's dive in. All right, so before we get into the step-by-step process of actually building an appointment booking funnel, I want to go over the reasons why you 100% want to have an appointment booking funnel. The first reason is because when you're doing regular lead generation, you're not getting booked appointments right away. The second reason is because when you're using a platform company like Zillow or Realtor.com, or a third-party company that's using their landing page to generate the appointment, it's not your branding, so you don't get the power of know, like, and trust at the front end of your funnel, which makes a huge difference by the time the lead is generated. Essentially, they may not even know who you are by the time they end up in your CRM if you're using just a platform lead generation service. Now, I'm not telling you not to do that type of lead generation service, because it definitely has its role, and our real estate team makes a ton of money, and our clients make a ton of money on those type of leads when they're followed up correctly. But what I am saying is that eventually you should think about doing an appointment booking funnel for yourself, that you're doing the giveaway, you're doing the lead magnet, they're seeing your brand, and then they have an opportunity in your funnel to book an appointment with you. And even if they don't book an appointment with you, which not every one of them are, you've still generated a lead, and that's going to be triggered going into your CRM, and now you can follow up with them either through marketing automation, AI, or yourself or an inside sales agent calling, however you work that out. But either way, 100% you need to have an appointment booking funnel, because it will fill your calendar with appointments if you do it correctly. Okay, so hopefully at this point you understand the why behind having an appointment booking funnel. Super important. So let's get into the step-by-step process on actually building your funnel. So the first step is to define your target market, your goals, and what you're going to offer them that's going to give them a reason to book an appointment in your funnel. So for an example, if you want to get more sellers, then what you want to do is make sure that you have something that sellers want. So the first thing you always start off with is your target market, and then what your offer is going to be to the target market. So for an example, we love doing a cash offer. So meaning, like, our offer is to give them the benefits of getting a cash offer and then educating them on that versus a full market value. And so what we do is we develop a landing page that says, get access to cash offers and or find out how much your home is worth in today's market. And then what they do is they give us their email. And then what we do is we give them an ebook that walks them through the benefits of a cash offer versus a full market value. And then once they click on the other side of the funnel, we offer a video walking them through what essentially the ebook says, with an opportunity then to book an appointment to actually see their true market value. It's a simple process, but very valuable. But we knew before we set that process up that we had to have our target market and figure out what demographical areas we want to target, right? And what the goal of the funnel was, how much money we wanted to make in the funnel, what we were willing to expend. So for an example, I recommend starting off with ad expense, or an outreach expense, I should say, of somewhere between $500 to $1,000 a month at a minimum. And the reason why I say that is because it's a great opportunity to test your funnel before you start scaling your funnel. And so in a local market, if I'm going to spend $1,000 a month on ads, text, email campaigns, and all the different forms of outreach I'm going to do to drive traffic to the funnel, then I should expect to generate somewhere between 150 to 200 leads per month for that ad spend once it's optimized, okay? Now, with that, out of that – number, I should expect to book an appointment with about 10 to 20 of them. Well, you may be asking what happens to the rest. Well, there's still leads in your CRM, right? But you want to get about 10% of them, if the funnel's built the right way, to actually book an appointment with you. So per 100 leads, you should get 10 appointments right away, not including the follow-up that you're going to do at a minimum level. Sometimes you'll get more, sometimes you'll get less. Now, out of the 10 appointments, about 5 to 7 of them are going to actually show up, and you're going to have really good conversations with those, and you should, from those appointments, end up meeting in person, okay, and contracting with 2 to 3 of them. And here's what's powerful about this. For $1,000 plus, I would say plan on spending another $500 to $1,000 for follow-up in some way, shape, or form using marketing automation, an AI assistant, or time spent calling through a calling center or your inside sales agent. For right around $2,000 total, you can generate 5 to 10 grand in commissions in the average real estate market, or if you're a loan officer, or if you look at the lifetime value of most service-based businesses that you're in, you can make a really, really strong profit. So for me, my goal is for every $1,000 that I put into my funnel, including follow-up, okay, I want to get somewhere between $5,000 to $10,000 back. Now, I know that's a broad range, but the reality is that when you're first optimizing the funnel, it's going to be lower, okay? And then as you get better and better at optimizing each phase of the funnel, which I'm going to walk you through, you're going to make more and more commissions per $1,000 that you spend, plus your follow-up dollars on that funnel. So let's get into the next step now that we know our numbers and what to expect on actually building the funnel. So the next step is to plan your funnel structure. The nice thing about an appointment booking funnel, there's really 3 steps to the funnel. The first step is what's called your lead magnet. And this is where you're going to give them something of value in exchange for their information. And then once they've clicked on that lead magnet, okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to a video explaining the benefits of working with you, or giving them some sort of education. And once you've given them the education, right below it is an opportunity to book an appointment in your calendar. And then the third page is simply a thank you page, letting them know that you're going to be following up. This literally 3-step funnel can make you a ton of appointments and a ton of commissions once you figure out how to optimize it, once it's staged out and set up correctly. Now, you might be asking, what happens with all of the leads that didn't book an appointment? Well, like I mentioned earlier, your funnel should be zapped into your main CRM, and that should trigger a speed lead campaign. And basically, it's following up with them and using a sequential follow-up process, which I'm going to get into a little bit later on, to get more booked appointments. And that's it. Those are the 3 steps of an appointment booking funnel. Pretty simple, right? All right, so step number 3 is to make sure that you actually have compelling headlines and compelling sales copy so they actually want to give you their information. Now, a lot of people make a big mistake here, because what they do is they spend more time on the sales copy of the landing page than they do actually the headline. And I want to let you know that the headline is everything. If you look at the top marketing gurus like Alex Ramosi or Russell Brunson, the people that I've been taught by, they'll tell you that you need to spend 80% of your time on your headline and 20% of the time on your sales copy. Because the reality is that your headline is where the money's made. You can literally increase the traffic and the click-through rate and the profitability of the overall funnel by 80, 90, 100, 150, even 200% by just getting your headline right. Well, why, Isaiah? That seems kind of crazy. Well, literally, if you can double the profits of the funnel by nailing your headline, because if you can't catch their interest, then they're going to bounce off of your page, or they're not even going to click on your page, or when they get to the page, they're going to bounce off of your page. So your headlines are everything. Now, traditionally, this used to be difficult to do, but I'm going to give you a pro hack where you can actually produce amazing headlines. We use a tool called the Ren AI Assistant. It's a tool that's in Ren 360. And when you log into Ren 360, you can actually ask Ren AI Assistant to produce 5 to 10 really good headlines for each type of marketing that you're doing to drive traffic. So you can ask it to produce headlines for your email, for your ads, whatever, or your text, or whatever it may be that you're going to use to drive traffic. And you can also ask it to produce a headline for you for your main landing page. And what's awesome is it gives you the examples. You pick the one that you want, and now you hit the ground running. Now, what's awesome is the reason why we like using Ren AI Assistant is because myself and a group of powerhouse marketers, influencers, and coaches that have a lot of experience with sales copy have programmed it to give you the best ad copy. It'll also bring in examples from ChatGTP because it's linked up to ChatGTP4. So you're not only getting the best of our training, but you're getting the best of ChatGTP4 and what's out there on the internet. And so it makes it super easy. It used to take me hours to produce headlines, and now it literally takes 5 minutes to 10 minutes to produce really good headlines. So that's the key. That's the key. And then from there, what you want to do is have it produce sales copy for the landing page. And in this video, if you click on the link below, what I'm going to do is provide an ebook and examples of what prompts you can give it to actually produce really good sales copy. Other things to consider is to make sure that you're using really good images and really good pictures along with testimonials to put on the page to make sure that they're going to want to download the information. This is called a content persuasion formula. You always want to make sure you have good sales copy, good images, and good testimonials along with a clear call to action, and that's going to help you get the best response from your landing page. A little bit of a pro tip is when you're asking ChatGTP, or in this case, if you want to use Ren AI Assistant, which by the way, if you go to ren360.io, you can get a free account, no credit card required, free 14-day trial, and you can try out Ren Assistant. And what you do is you ask it to produce sales copy for your landing page and give it the goal. And what we do is we like to produce the sales copy first and put the sales copy on the landing page first before we do the images, because the images then are easier to produce to make sure that they match the emotional intent of the actual sales copy. So a little bit of a pro tip is do your sales copy first and then come up with the images, then come up with the testimonials and the call to actions you want for the page. So the next step is optimizing for conversions. So now what you're going to want to do is make sure that everything is working within each page of the funnel. How do you do this? Well, one thing you want to do is hook up a heat map. So Zoho PageSense is a tool that we use, which tracks where they're clicking on the page and how long they're on the page and when they're bouncing. And what this does is allows us to not just guess what's working on each page, but to know exactly what they're doing and the behavior. Also, a great funnel tool will help you track how many people are landing on each page and what they're doing. We have a service that we use called Ren Lead Sites, which is a really powerful tool that we use for our funnels, along with a tool called ClickFunnels. And we're A/B testing those tools right now to see what one is working better for us, but they have really awesome analytics that can help you make sure that your funnels are converting. So what do you do if they're not converting? What do you look at? What do you change? So a couple things is how clear is your call to action, how clear your headline is. Okay, so you always want to look at your headline, your call to actions, any sales copy if it's telling the story that you want them to tell, and your imagery like we went over before. You want to just look at those things, some of the main things, and do what we call A/B testing. So you want to test you want to test each one of those elements, swap them in and out, and then our rule of thumb is per 100 views of the page, we'll analyze to see if we got better results. Another pro tip is working to make sure that it's mobile friendly, because you want to make sure that you have a mobile friendly landing page, and then also to make sure that your colors are appealing. We like to go with a theme to make sure the colors are not distracting from the sales copy. What can happen is if you use too many colors and it's hard to read your sales copy against the colors, it can actually distract them from the message. So what we've moved towards is more of a simple background where the sales copy is easy to read and goes well with our overall brand, but really focuses on their attention towards taking to the next step. All right, so the next step after that, this is step number 5, is integrating scheduling tools. So if you're going to do an appointment booking funnel, you got to make sure that you actually can have a tool integrated to book an appointment. So you want to use something that's reliable. We use Zoho Bookings. I know Calendly is another great tool, but you want to test this out. You want to make sure it's really easy to book that appointment, because this is where you could lose them if they find it difficult or it's too clunky, or this process doesn't work well. They will bounce off your page and they won't book an appointment. We've made this mistake in the past of getting everything hooked up but not testing it. Also make sure that you test your funnel over and over and over again. We recommend testing it 6 times before you actually launch the funnel, and having it tested by different people to make sure that you check different elements of the funnel, because you might see something that your coworker doesn't see, or a friend or a family member doesn't see, and vice versa. So it's really, really important that you test the funnel at least 6 times before you launch it. So step number 6 is you want to make sure that you have custom fields. So you might want to have information that they can fill out in order to get access to the giveaway that you have, whether it be an ebook or a resource or a downloadable video training or whatever it is that you're using for the call to action. Specifically, if we have a cash offer campaign as an example, we'll start off by asking them for their email, but then on the next page, after they give us the email, we'll ask further questions like how long they've been in the home, if they've done any recent updates, time frame for moving. So that way we can collect some information up front so we know a little bit more about who we're talking to before we send them to the appointment booking page. All right, so congratulations, you have a funnel, you're ready to launch it. So the big question is what happens when you generate a lead and they don't book an appointment? What do you do next? Well, you want to make sure you have a good follow-up email sequence and text sequence. So we have a rule of thumb is that we have what's called a 10 by 10 follow-up system that sends them an email, video text message, ringless voicemail if that's applicable. It's not applicable on all campaigns. But we think through all the different ways that we can follow up and create follow-up content to make sure that they have an outreach where they get, in 10 days, they're outreached 10 different times through through all the different channels of communication. And that ensures us that we get the best response possible. We found that we get over a 50% response rate after they've seen these multiple messages, some of them telling us they're not interested, but at least they're responding. The other ones tell us that we are interested, and now we have a smart list to follow up with because of our 10 by 10 campaign. Now you might be asking, what do you do if they don't follow up? Well, then you send them into a long-term drip campaign where we actually have an inside sales agent. And what we're experimenting with right now, which we're extremely excited about, is our Ren AI assistant is also making voice calls. So not only is it following up through regular messaging, but now it's making voice calls, and it's really, really exciting because it's setting appointments from the leads that we're generating from our funnels. And we're going to talk more about that in future videos, is how to utilize Ren AI Assistant to actually make voice calls. Super exciting technology though. I've been spending hours and hours programming it. So fun. Can't wait to talk to you about it in future videos. So now we're on to step number 8. I know I talked about this a little bit, but make sure that you on a daily, weekly, or whatever cadence works for you, that you're looking at the funnel. You want to look at the funnel analytics to see what's happening and make sure that your percentages are lining up the way they should. So I'm going to give you some baseline percentages to go on. So per 100 people that hit your page, you want to average around 10 to 20% opt-in rate. Really good is 30% or greater. So we've had some funnels that have gotten over a 30% opt-in rate, but it's taken us some time to get there. Our first time that we started, it was only like 10, 15%, and we would build, we'd optimize, we'd tweak from there. Now, from there, per 100 now that actually end up on the second page, you want to see about another 10 to 15% of those book an appointment. If you can get up to 20%, 30%, you're doing really, really good. But that 10% is the kind of worst case scenario baseline. We want to build up to that 20 to 30%. Now, out of the 20 to 30% that book an appointment with you, you want to have, if that's done the right way with the right psychology and you're asking the right questions and it's the right target market, you should be getting about 40 to 50% of those appointments booked to actually show up to the appointment. And then the rest will go into your follow-up funnel. So just kind of give you some metrics to look at on each page of the funnel. So that way you can calibrate and you can continue to optimize as you're looking at the analytics. All right, so let's talk about driving traffic to the funnel. Okay, how do you drive traffic? Well, you want to do, first and foremost, you can't go wrong with paid ads. Okay, so we use a tool called Ad Boost through Run 360. And what we do is we link up our landing page to it, take all of the ads and sales copy, launch it through Ad Boost. It's so much easier to use than Facebook Manager or Google ads. We can launch ads literally in minutes, and then we look at the analytics and the reporting and make adjustments from there. So it saves us so much time and energy by not having to use tools that are complex like Facebook Manager and Google Ads. The other thing we do is we do email marketing campaigns. So what we do is we take segments of our database of leads that we have already purchased that are sitting there, and we'll actually do an email campaign or a series of emails to that funnel. And you can generate these emails simply by asking ChatGPT, or in our case, Ren Assistant, to come up with a series of 3 to 5 emails to promote your funnel. And it will come up with those things, and you can literally do the same thing for your ads. Okay, you can do the same thing for text message campaigns or any other form of marketing. You can literally ask it to write you a 5-series or 3-series email, text, or ad campaign, and just put in all the different forms of marketing. It'll create the materials for you, and then you just go into your tools to do that. We use a tool called Ren Conversion IQ, where we have all of our contacts in the area. We have our pond, then we have our pond, which are leads that have not opted in yet that we're warming up, and then we do giveaways, we do fun things with. So we might send this to our seller pond where we've just pulled data into geographical areas. We want to send them some things. Or what we'll do is we'll do a retargeting campaign to our whole database. So we can take lists from our contacts, upload that to AdBoost and do a retargeting campaign. It really depends on your personal preference and what you're looking to do. So again, rule of thumb, somewhere between $400 to $1,000 a month between generating new leads, okay, and retargeting your database and putting this funnel in front of them is a rule of thumb. So if you do this, you can start having really, really good success. So you want to think through all of the ways that you're going to drive traffic to the funnel, produce content for that, and then launch that through the various tools that you use to drive traffic to the funnel. So now we're on to step number 10, and this is funnel feedback. So what you should be doing is asking the clients that you are talking with that booked an appointment with you if your materials were helpful, how their experience was, how they found you, and get feedback from your clients on their experience when they were interacting with the process and with the funnel. We like to do surveys when we can, but this really helps you hone in your funnel and get into the client's world of what they might want to see and experience things a little bit differently when they hit your main landing page. And then number 11 is regular maintenance and updates to your offer. So things might be changing in the market. You might find better ways to improve your offer, think of better giveaways. And the way I want you to think about this, I want you to think about creating such a good offer that you're going to give away for free to get them to give you the information that you would actually pay money for it. And then once you've done that, you know you have a good offer. Number 12, not the most sexiest topic in the world, but legal compliance. So you want to make sure that your funnel is legally compliant. To do that, what you want to do is make sure you have a little in fine print below where they put in their information. Let them know that by putting in their information, they're agreeing that you can follow up with them through various channels of communication between you and your affiliates. And you can use ChatGPT to come up with a base level for this. I'd recommend, if you really want to do it right, contact your attorney or look at other examples of other people that are doing something similar. But it will give you a great baseline by using an AI tool to come up with something you can put right below it to make sure you get that permission to continue to follow up with it and they know that. And this is really, really important in the world with all the laws changing with communications. You want to make sure that you don't skip this step. All right, so congratulations. You now have a step-by-step process on how to build your own appointment booking funnel. And I want you to imagine what this would be like, okay, if you spent the next 30 days building out and optimizing your own appointment booking funnel, and then continue to improve it over the next 60 to 90 days, what your 2024 could look like. How many appointments could you get in your calendar? And what's really exciting is now once you figured out your metrics and you know how much money you're making with it, now you've nailed it. Now what you have to do is scale it. And what you do is you take the profits from the funnel and the percentage of commissions and you continue to stack that and pour that into the funnel. Continue to scale it until you can't scale it anymore and it doesn't make sense to. Funnels have changed the way that we do business and helped us in an incredible way, both in our real estate business and other businesses that we run. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Click the subscribe button so you can see awesome videos like this moving forward. And now you have something that is really powerful and really special in a framework to do other awesome funnels.